Ashley Forrest Hood and that man Bob Bodie. There is Ashley. And if she can't get into this field, Mike Dunn, that's going to be devastating in the battle. In fact, it may drop her as far down as 6th before they go to Pomona.
Oh, that would be huge. And right now the bump spot with that 4:25 elapsed time. Now, Ashley has run as quick as a 4:16 this weekend. But remember, only the 12 best times from Friday carry over. That 4:16 was 13th. So basically that did not count towards their qualifying. You take a look at the Funny Car point standing. There's the do or done line just below Ron Cap, 65 points out, just a little more than 3 rounds. But the pressure is on right now. They've had some problems with cylinders going out on the runs, dropping cylinders down track. We know they have the powers. We know they have all the resources to go out and run a number to get into the show, but everything has to work right.
Had a chance to talk with Dean Guido Antonelli to find out what's going on this weekend. And after the first session, everything was fine. And we're 6th quick with that number. But he said he made an error in the tune-up on Friday night that's got this team behind the hole. And ever since Friday night, they've been trying to play catch-up. Now they better throw the long ball here and hope somebody connects.
Yeah, failure to qualify now would put her down behind Jack Beckman in 7th place in the standings. That's how critical this is, and that's how close this Funny Car fight is. 4:25 with a 4 is the bump. As Bodie goes away right away, 4:19 with a 7, she's back in. She's at 14th, but she's back in. So what, they play a little bit safe just to make sure?
Well, obviously you want to go out there and play a little bit safe. You can't afford to go out there and spin the tires.
Dave Reed.
Well, here comes Dean Guido Antonelli talking on the radio right now to his driver. Guido, how much better do you feel right now after what happened on Friday night?
Well, is that going to stay? I don't think so.
You know, you're in a 14th for now, but was it a safe run?
Well, it nicked it. I mean, we're trying to run a 10 or 11, so it's still, we've been hurting the motor here. And so, I mean, if it stays, we'll work on it for tomorrow, but I don't think that'll stay.
Well, you heard Dean Antonelli talk about they were going up there kind of conservative, 410, 411, but obviously it didn't work out that way. He said it nicked it. That means they hurt some parts. Means it's got a lean condition somewhere in that engine, and when the engine runs lean, it's not making the amount of horsepower that it normally would. That's what slowed the car down.
You know, when I do the math, though, I think Guido may not be totally on top of that, because I only see Jeff Deal as capable of bumping into the field, and she's got a pad of 2 to her 14th position. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
How did it run? 19.
Ashley getting rid of the safety gear here, and she's questioning under the helmet immediately. Are we in? Are you sure? Is it guaranteed? We believe the answers are yes, yes, and yes. Now, you were talking about putting your game face on earlier and playing a little bit with Dave Reef about no pressure. How bad was that deal right there?
That was a big old lie, I'll tell you that. But you know what? You got to put on your game face, and you got to try to not let the pressure get to you. But it did. That is nerve-wracking. And I still don't think my crew chiefs know for sure if we're safe. But you say we are? I hope we are. They're still saying, you know, it wasn't what we wanted to run. And I don't know what's going on with this Mustang this weekend. It's just not performing like it usually does. Maybe it's getting a little staged, a little nervous. So we'll do what we can. Hopefully we are in the show for tomorrow, and hopefully we can get back to the way this Castrol Mustang usually races, which is really good. But my team, they're doing a great job, and I'm backing them all the way to the end of this year.
And I'll give you the guarantee, because Stat Guy says you're in, you are in. Done deal.
Stat Guy's my favorite man right now.
I said it first. Oh, man. Jeff Deal, he's trying to get in. He's the only one left to get into this field, and he will go alongside the current occupier of 11th place, John Ford. Force goes up in smoke. Will Deal get in? A 4:22 with a 4, not good enough. The field is set. Downey is in 16th place. John Force will stay 11th. And Ashley Forrest Hood is 14th. Robert Height would like to see a position change. He'd like to get up one spot. because right now, if he stays third, well, you add 3 and 14 together. That gives you 17. That tells you who he'll face. He will face Ashley Forrest Hood in first round if all stays as it is. Dave Reed?
Well, everybody at the starting line knows here that the funny car plot will thicken if Robert Height does indeed not do that. They came up here with a couple of different tune-ups, but now know they need to go with the aggressive one. The number that they need to pay attention to is that 4041 number run by Ron Capps. They desperately want to get off of that position to not have to go through that in round number 1 tomorrow.
Well, I got to believe that's a pretty tight window, though, with the track conditions that we're seeing, to be able to run it hard enough to run quicker than a 404 with a 1 and not smoke the tires.
Better run better than a 403 and take Hagan out of number 1. It's all up to Robert. 408 with a 9, quickest run of the session. But you know what? He's going to stay in third. He's going to face his teammate in first round. 1-2 on the points will come up in the first round of elimination. Not good for that team.
Well, it's definitely not what the team was looking for, but number 1 and 2 in the points. But take another look at Matt Hagan. Like you said, number 1 qualifier with that 403 last evening, but they spun the tires as soon as they hit the throttle. They were obviously going for it, but I just don't think the track was there tonight like it was last night. Robert Height did get it down the racetrack, but could only muster up a 408 at 305 miles per hour. Not good enough to move him up out of that number 3 qualifying position.
And Matt Hagan, who was the number 1 qualifier in California at Sonoma, but lost first round to Cruz Pedregon, is number 1 again.
Some big matchups on the other side of the ladder, but none bigger than number 1 and 2 in points, the teammates Robert Height and Ashley Forrest Hood.
Let's go down to Dave Reef. He has John Forrest.
Yeah, John Forrest not looking very happy right now. I think he understands the scenario that's gone on. Sometimes the ladders, John, can play to your advantage, but tomorrow with Robert and Ashley, it certainly doesn't. Your thoughts?
What was your question?
Your thoughts about the way the ladder is paired out for the numbers 1 and 2 in points?
Well, there ain't no thought. I don't like to have 2 cars against each other because somebody's going to get beat, and those both are in the lead for the championship. But it only makes sense if wherever you're going, they're going to fight it out, the 2 of them. A girl against a guy, but they're still teammates, but they got to fight it out. And I'll just say good luck to whoever.
John, you've got 14 of these championships. Have you been able to give any of that advice to your drivers about how to approach this championship drive?
No, all I would do is confuse them. I fought it my way, and they're fighting it their way. Robert's a veteran. He knows the game. Ashley's watched me her whole life. She knows the game, and they'll both do what they have to do, and that's to beat the car in the other lane.
How bad do you want to get a win?
I want to win real bad. A lot of people like Castrol and Ford Motor Company, Mac Tool, all these people, Auto Club, they pay big money to win, and my car is not performing. And I will fix this piece of shit.
Well, if John Forrest does get that win tomorrow, he'll have to go through the winner of Ashley Forrest, Robert Height, round 1.